Communication is one of the most valuable skills anyone can develop. It shapes the way people see you, trust you, and remember you. A brilliant idea means very little if it cannot be explained with confidence and clarity. The ability to speak well is not something people are born with. It is a skill built through awareness, practice, and intention. Every conversation, whether at work, with family, or among friends, creates an opportunity to influence, connect, and inspire. The journey to becoming a powerful communicator begins long before you open your mouth. Every word you speak is shaped by the thoughts and emotions already running through your mind. When your thinking is rushed or scattered, your message becomes confusing. But when your mind is calm and focused, your words naturally become more organized and meaningful. Before entering any conversation, take a moment to ask yourself what you truly want to achieve. A clear purpose gives your message direction and prevents unnecessary explanations.
Strong communication also requires emotional control. Fear can make you hesitate. Anger can make you speak harshly, and anxiety often leads to over-explaining. Instead of allowing emotions to control your words, learn to recognize them first. When you understand what you are feeling, you gain the power to choose your response instead of reacting impulsively. Calm communication earns more respect than emotional outbursts because people are naturally drawn to confidence and stability. Another important habit is learning to view conversations from the other person's perspective. Great communicators don't focus only on what they want to say. They think about how their message will be received.
Every listener has different experiences, beliefs, and expectations. By considering how your words might affect someone else, you reduce misunderstandings and create stronger connections. Communication becomes far more effective when both people feel understood. The way you introduce a conversation also matters. Before discussing an issue, you silently create a mental frame that influences how the other person reacts. If your opening sounds aggressive or confrontational, people become defensive before hearing your actual message. However, if you begin with cooperation and respect, the conversation immediately feels safer. A simple change in wording can transform a difficult discussion into a productive one. Imagine telling someone, "We need to talk." Those words often create anxiety because they suggest conflict. Instead, saying, "I'd like to share an idea that could help both of us," creates curiosity instead of fear.
The goal is not to manipulate people, but to guide them toward collaboration. When people feel respected instead of threatened, they become far more willing to listen and participate. Another key lesson is understanding that people rarely hear your words exactly as you intend them. Every listener interprets information through personal experiences, emotions, and assumptions. Two people can hear the same sentence, yet reach completely different conclusions. Because of this, effective communicators never assume their message is automatically understood. They explain their intentions clearly and invite questions whenever needed. Human beings are naturally influenced by mental shortcuts called biases. We often notice criticism more than praise, remember negative experiences more vividly than positive ones, and protect our own beliefs even when evidence suggests otherwise.
Recognizing these tendencies helps you communicate with greater patience. Instead of blaming people for misunderstanding, focus on making your message simpler, clearer, and easier to interpret. Clarity always wins over cleverness. Many people try to impress others with complicated vocabulary or lengthy explanations, believing that sounding intelligent increases credibility. In reality, the opposite is often true. The smartest communicators explain complex ideas in simple language that anyone can understand.
Simplicity demonstrates mastery because it shows you truly understand the subject yourself. Organizing your thoughts before speaking also improves clarity. Rather than jumping randomly between ideas, guide your listener through a logical path. Start by explaining the situation, then describe its meaning, and finally present the solution or next step.
This simple structure keeps people engaged and makes your message easier to remember. A focused conversation is always more powerful than a scattered one. Your emotional tone is just as important as your choice of words. Every sentence carries both information and feeling. A calm voice can make criticism feel supportive, while an impatient tone can make even kind words sound harsh. Learning to manage your tone allows you to shape how your message is experienced. People often remember how you made them feel more than the exact words you used. Emotional awareness also means recognizing what others are feeling. People rarely express their emotions directly. Instead, they reveal them through body language, hesitation, facial expressions, or changes in tone. A person who says, "I'm fine," may actually be frustrated or anxious.
Paying attention to these subtle signals allows you to respond with empathy rather than assumptions, creating an atmosphere where honest conversations become possible. One of the greatest communication mistakes is trying to win every discussion. Great communicators understand that conversations are not competitions. Their purpose is to build understanding, strengthen relationships, and solve problems together. When your goal shifts from proving yourself right to helping everyone reach a better outcome, people naturally become more cooperative and open-minded. Communication is ultimately about creating trust. Trust grows when your words match your actions, your intentions are genuine, and your behavior remains consistent. People listen to those who make them feel respected, safe, and understood. Every thoughtful conversation strengthens your reputation, while every careless interaction weakens it. Over time, the quality of your communication shapes the quality of your relationships, career, and influence. The first step towards speaking smarter is therefore not learning impressive words. It is learning to think clearly, manage your emotions, understand the people around you, and communicate with purpose. When your mind becomes disciplined, your words naturally become stronger. And when your words become stronger, your ability to influence, inspire, and lead begins to grow in every area of life. Communication is one of the most valuable skills you can ever develop. It shapes your relationships, your career, and the opportunities that come your way. Many people believe that speaking intelligently is about using big words or sounding impressive, but true communication is much simpler. The smartest speakers are those who express their ideas clearly, confidently, and with purpose. Great communication isn't a natural talent. It's a skill that anyone can learn through practice and awareness. Every meaningful conversation begins long before you speak. It starts with your thoughts. If your mind is cluttered with fear, frustration, or confusion, those emotions will naturally appear in your words. Before entering an important conversation, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what is the main message I want to deliver? A clear intention creates clear communication. When you know your purpose, your words become more focused, and people find it much easier to understand and trust you. Another essential habit is learning to manage your emotions. Anxiety often causes people to over-explain, while anger leads to harsh reactions that damage relationships. Powerful communicators don't ignore their emotions. They recognize them and choose how to respond. Remaining calm under pressure gives your words greater impact,
because people naturally respect those who communicate with confidence instead of reacting emotionally. Great communicators also understand that every listener sees the world differently. People interpret your words through their own experiences, beliefs, and emotions.
That is why misunderstandings happen so often. Instead of assuming others understand your intentions, make your message simple, direct, and easy to follow. Replace complicated language with clear explanations, because clarity always creates more influence than complexity. Listening is just as important as speaking. Most people listen only long enough to prepare their own response, but effective communicators listen to understand. When someone feels genuinely heard, they become more open, cooperative, and willing to trust you. By paying attention to both words and body language, you gain valuable insight into what people truly think and feel. Sometimes the most important part of a conversation is not what is said, but what is left unsaid.
Asking thoughtful questions is another powerful communication tool. Instead of rushing to give advice or prove a point, encourage others to share their perspective. Open-ended questions invite deeper conversations and help people feel respected. They also reveal motivations, concerns, and ideas that might otherwise remain hidden. People are often more influenced by conclusions they discover themselves than by opinions imposed on them. Your tone, posture, and facial expressions communicate just as much as your words. A calm voice, steady eye contact, and confident posture create an immediate sense of trust. When your body language matches your message, people believe you more easily. Communication is not just about what you say. It is about the energy and confidence you bring into every interaction.
Stories are another secret of memorable communication. Facts may inform the mind, but stories capture the heart. A simple personal experience or meaningful example helps people understand and remember your message. Instead of overwhelming others with information, connect your ideas to real-life situations that inspire emotion and action. Finally, remember that the goal of communication is not to win arguments, but to build understanding. The best communicators focus on creating trust, solving problems together, and helping others feel respected. They speak with honesty, listen with curiosity, and communicate with purpose. Over time, these habits strengthen relationships, increase influence, and open doors that knowledge alone never could. Speaking smart is not about sounding superior. It is about thinking clearly, listening carefully, and expressing your ideas with confidence and respect. Master these simple principles, and every conversation becomes an opportunity to connect, inspire, and leave a lasting impression.